I was doing a bit of work for my friend Mia. She's a jewelry designer. The process is very simple. I start off in Blender where I do all my sculpting, and slowly add detail, smooth out, then add detail, then smooth out till I get the desired shape. But then I noticed it kinda looks like a battleship turret blast bag. Thingy. Honestly, I don't know what these things are called. I then take this into Onshape and extrude a bunch of nonsense into it till it fits nicely around the barrel and turret. Then I mirror the blast bag because I can't be bothered to make another phallic shape. Well, it just kinda barely looks passable. I really gotta stop taking those supplements from the gas station. I also made the turret smaller underneath the bag to give the bag more room to flex. Imprinting these out of TPU Air. Now, what is TPU Air, I hear you asking? Well, it actually works off a very advanced engineering concept. It works because air more flexible than TPU. The blast bags insert very nicely into the turret. I think I finally designed something right the first time. Rest of the assembly is very smooth, and I think I'm finally ready to stop wasting time on these turrets. I feel like the turret is turning out pretty good, like I can actually be proud of myself. You know, the printer was always disappointed in me. It just stares at me like I'm nothing without it, like I'm just a fake. It made me watch it make these parts like I couldn't do it on my own. I did another finishing pass on the hull and primed it. Hadn't sanded it down after gluing the two halves together and adding more fiberglass. I put on a layer of putty and primer roughly 14 feet thick. The neighbors haven't called the cops yet, which I'm choosing to take as approval. All my grass died from the overspray, and my skin turned gray. But the result speaks for itself. I then started back working on the superstructure. Here I'm doing some modeling to make the first section of the superstructure compatible with the turret and all the electronics needed to move the turret. I'm making a quick servo mount plate for the turret rotation, being careful to add as many heatset inserts as possible. I actually love PLA fumes, so heatset inserts are a very good excuse. My wife is going to leave me over this SHT again. I'm carving out a cutout where I can fit an Allen wrench because I realized I have no way of reaching the bolts on the turret retaining ring. I think it's called design for manufacturing or something, which I only really bother with when I'm the one who will have to actually manufacture the thing. I thought the result was looking pretty good at this point. But of course the model is never good enough for my printer, so I got back to work. I spent some more time modeling, mostly cutting out space for the future battery box, and space for a smoke generator. I had to print the red guy twice, because I printed without cutting out any space, for which the thingy laughed at me. The thingy does my printing for me. I leave it alone for 124 hours. It does not ask for help. It does not ask for anything. I turn off its power. I waterboard it, and play SpongeBob music and other sleep deprivation techniques, because clankers don't have rights. Oh, This is not cool, bro. Somehow my printer didn't fail, despite how much I hate him. I then assemble the superstructure, applying super glue liberally, as opposed to conservatively. Super glue and I have an understanding. It bonds instantly to my skin and never to the part I'm holding. That's why I call him cyanoacrylate. Nothing super about him. The superstructure went on without too much of a fight, which immediately made me suspicious. Now I'm marking up every metro center that still needs work, and there's a lot of them. Honestly, I can't watch. I looked it up online, The working time of this putty is about 4 minutes, but I coerced him for 15 minutes, I thinks. My search history starts to scares me. If they ever sold my data ID, go to prison for sure. After turning into a powered sander for a minute there, I then add a layer of red primer for contrast so I can do a final finishing pass. I did another finishing pass with putty and sanding as shown before. Now I add a final layer of primer, using the red versus gray to get an even coat and make sure I don't miss any spots. I now have the front superstructure fully smoothed out. The next step is to get details added, but this result already looks very nice. If you're following along at home, kids, we then commit plagiarism M. Plagiarism? No pegwirism.
Plagiarism.
Well, now that that's all sorted out, I'm going to be plagiarismy. This Revel model, stealing all the good details and adding them to my 3D model. But that will have to wait. My wife just gave me some papers, and although I can't read, they look serious.